Property and Casualty Exam Prep app. Question 1. Under a coinsurance clause with an 80% requirement, if a building worth $200,000 is insured for $120,000 and a $40,000 loss occurs, the insurer will pay, option A, $40,000, option B, $30,000, option C, $20,000, option D, $10,000. The correct answer is option C, $20,000. $120,000 / $200,000 times 0.80 times $40,000 equals $120,000 / $160,000 times $40,000 equals 0.75 times $40,000 equals $30,000. Question 2. Coverage C of a homeowner's policy covers, option A, the dwelling, option B, other structures, option C, personal property, option D, loss of use. The correct answer is option C, personal property. Coverage C covers the insured's personal property, both on and off premises, subject to policy limits and exclusions. Question 3. Workers' compensation provides, option A, liability coverage for the employer, option B, medical and wage loss benefits to employees for work-related injuries, regardless of fault, option C, only medical benefits, option D, only death benefits. The correct answer is option A, liability coverage for the employer. Workers' comp is a no-fault system for work injuries. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 4. A total loss in auto insurance occurs when, option A, the vehicle needs minor repairs, option B, the repair cost plus salvage value equals or exceeds the vehicle's ACV, option C, the insured decides not to repair, option D, the insurer decides. The correct answer is option A, the vehicle needs minor repairs. A total loss is determined by comparing repair cost to ACV. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 5. The PAP provides coverage in Mexico, option A, fully, option B, only for limited distances from the border and for a short duration, option C, unlimited, option D, excluded entirely. The correct answer is option D, excluded entirely. Standard PAPs provide very limited coverage in Mexico. Separate Mexican insurance is recommended. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 6. Supplementary payments under the PAP's liability coverage include, option A, the judgment amount, option B, court costs, bail bonds, and loss of earnings for attending trials, option C, the deductible, option D, vehicle repairs. The correct answer is option B, court costs, bail bonds, and loss of earnings for attending trials. Supplementary payments cover certain defense-related costs in addition to the liability limits. Question 7. A salvage title is issued when, option A, a vehicle is new, option B, a vehicle has been declared a total loss by an insurer, option C, a vehicle is leased, option D, a vehicle has no damage. The correct answer is option A, a vehicle is new. A salvage title indicates the vehicle was totaled and may have been rebuilt. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 8. The HO5 policy provides what type of coverage? Option A, named perils for dwelling and personal property. Option B, open perils for both dwelling and personal property, comprehensive form. Option C, actual cash value only. Option D, liability only. The correct answer is option C, actual cash value only. HO5 provides the broadest coverage, with open perils on both dwelling and personal property. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 9. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC, option A, is a federal regulatory body. Option B, drafts model laws and standards for state adoption. It has no direct regulatory authority. Option C, sells insurance. Option D, licenses agents directly. The correct answer is option D, licenses agents directly. The NAIC is a coordinating body of state regulators. It drafts models but doesn't regulate directly. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 10. Contractual liability coverage in a CGL policy covers, option A, all contracts. Option B, liability assumed under certain defined insured contracts. Option C, only written contracts. Option D, only oral contracts. The correct answer is option A, all contracts. Contractual liability covers liability assumed under insured contracts as defined in the policy. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 11. An insurer's annual statement is, option A, optional. Option B, a detailed financial report filed with state insurance departments. Option C, only for shareholders. Option D, a marketing document. The correct answer is option C, only for shareholders. Annual statements provide regulators with detailed financial information. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 12. An insurance guarantee association. Option A guarantees profits for insurers. Option B protects policyholders and claimants when an insurer becomes insolvent. Option C is a federal program. Option D insures all risks. The correct answer is option A, guarantees profits for insurers. State guarantee funds pay covered claims of insolvent insurers. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 13. Telematics, usage-based, auto insurance. Option A uses a fixed premium based only on credit score. Option B uses driving data, mileage, speed, braking, to determine premiums. Option C ignores driving behavior. Option D has one rate for all drivers. The correct answer is option D, has one rate for all drivers. Telematics programs monitor driving behavior and adjust premiums accordingly. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 14. An insurer's certificate of authority is: Option A, a license to sell insurance in the state. Option B, a producer's license. Option C, a certificate of insurance. Option D, an adjuster's license. The correct answer is option B, a producer's license. A certificate of authority is the state's authorization for an insurer to do business. In this rotation, B is correct. Question 15. Fraternal benefit societies are characterized by: Option A, operating for profit. Option B, having a lodge system and offering insurance to members. Option C, being owned by stockholders. Option D, insuring only commercial risks. The correct answer is option A, operating for profit. Fraternal benefit societies are non-profit, member-based organizations with a common bond. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 16. A commercial umbrella policy provides: Option A, primary coverage only. Option B, excess liability coverage over underlying policies, potentially with broader coverage. Option C, property coverage. Option D, health insurance. The correct answer is option D, health insurance. Umbrella policies provide additional limits above underlying liability policies. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 17. Valuable papers and records coverage covers: Option A, all documents. Option B, the cost to reconstruct or replace valuable papers and records. Option C, only electronic records. Option D, only financial records. The correct answer is option D, only financial records. This covers the cost to research, replace, or reconstruct damaged valuable documents. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 18. An occurrence CGL policy covers claims based on: Option A, when the claim is made. Option B, when the injury or damage occurred. Option C, when the policy was purchased. Option D, when the premium was paid. The correct answer is option D, when the premium was paid. Occurrence policies cover injury or damage occurring during the policy period. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 19. Business personal property includes: Option A, the building structure. Option B, furniture, fixtures, equipment, and inventory. Option C, land. Option D, vehicles. The correct answer is option B, furniture, fixtures, equipment, and inventory. Business personal property includes contents owned by the insured used in the business. Question 20. Employment Practices Liability Insurance, EPLI, covers claims of: Option A, physical injuries. Option B, discrimination, wrongful termination, and harassment. Option C, property damage. Option D, automobile accidents. The correct answer is option B, discrimination, wrongful termination, and harassment. EPLI covers employment-related claims such as discrimination, harassment, and wrongful termination. Question 21. Employer's liability insurance, Part 2 of workers' compensation, covers: Option A, statutory workers' compensation benefits. Option B, the employer's liability for work-related injuries not covered by workers' compensation laws, example, loss of consortium claims. Option C, property damage. Option D, automobile accidents. The correct answer is option B, the employer's liability for work-related injuries not covered by workers' compensation laws, example, loss of consortium claims. Employer's liability covers claims outside the workers' compensation system, such as third-party oversuits and loss of consortium. Question 22. A named non-owner auto policy covers: Option A, the named insured's owned vehicles. Option B, liability for a person who does not own a vehicle. Option C, physical damage to all vehicles. Option D, only rental cars. The correct answer is option B, liability for a person who does not own a vehicle. Non-owner policies provide liability coverage for drivers without their own vehicles. Question 23. A drive other car endorsement in a commercial auto policy. Option A covers all vehicles. Option B extends coverage to named individuals for non-owned vehicles when the business policy covers only scheduled autos. Option C reduces coverage. Option D covers only business use. The correct answer is option B, extends coverage to named individuals for non-owned vehicles when the business policy covers only scheduled autos. Doc endorsements provide coverage for individuals who don't have personal auto policies. Question 24. The legal requirement that an insurance applicant must suffer a legitimate financial loss if the insured property is damaged is called. Option A subrogation. Option B insurable interest. Option C consideration. Option D utmost good faith. The correct answer is option B, insurable interest. Insurable interest prevents insurance from becoming a gambling contract by ensuring the policyholder is protected against actual financial hardship. Question 25. Employer's liability insurance, Part 2, covers. Option A statutory workers' compensation benefits. Option B liability for work-related injuries not covered by workers' compensation statutes. Option C property damage. Option D automobile liability. The correct answer is option C, property damage. Employer's liability covers gaps in workers' compensation coverage. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 26. Which of the following best defines a pure risk? Option A, a situation involving the possibility of both loss and gain. Option B, a situation involving the possibility of loss or no loss. Option C, a situation involving the possibility of gain or no gain. Option D, a situation involving only market volatility. The correct answer is option A, a situation involving the possibility of both loss and gain. Pure risk exists when there is a chance of loss but no chance of financial gain. These are the only types of risks that are typically insurable. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 27. The exclusive remedy provision of workers' compensation means. Option A, the employee can also sue the employer. Option B, workers' compensation benefits are the employee's sole remedy against the employer. Option C, the employer has no liability. Option D, the employee must pay for their own treatment. The correct answer is option C, the employer has no liability. Exclusive remedy bars employee lawsuits against the employer for covered injuries. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 28. Earthquake insurance typically has a deductible expressed as. Option A, a flat dollar amount. Option B, a percentage of the insured value, often 5 to 20%. Option C, no deductible. Option D, a fixed premium. The correct answer is option C, no deductible. Earthquake deductibles are usually a percentage of the coverage limit, making them significant out-of-pocket costs. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 29. The principle of indemnity is best described as. Option A, the insured may profit from a loss. Option B, the insured is restored to the financial position they were in before the loss. Option C, the insurer pays double the loss amount. Option D, the insured receives a set amount regardless of loss. The correct answer is option A, the insured may profit from a loss. Indemnity means the insured should not profit from insurance but should be made whole. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 30. A bailee is. Option A, the owner of the property. Option B, a person or entity temporarily holding property belonging to another. Option C, the insurer. Option D, the insurance agent. The correct answer is option D, the insurance agent. A bailee, dry cleaner, repair shop, has temporary custody of another's property and has a legal duty of care. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 31. Agreed value coverage in a commercial property policy. Option A pays actual cash value. Option B suspends the coinsurance clause by agreeing on the property's value. Option C pays replacement cost only. Option D pays market value. The correct answer is option C, pays replacement cost only. Agreed value suspends the coinsurance requirement because the insurer and insured agree on the property's value. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 32. The PAPS territory provision covers. Option A, worldwide. Option B, the United States, its territories, and Canada. Option C, North America only. Option D, the entire Western Hemisphere. The correct answer is option B, the United States, its territories, and Canada. The standard PAP territory is the U.S., its territories and possessions, Puerto Rico, and Canada. Question 33. Coverage A of the CGL policy provides. Option A, personal and advertising injury. Option B, bodily injury and property damage liability. Option C, medical payments. Option D, products completed operations only. The correct answer is option B, bodily injury and property damage liability. Coverage A covers by and PD caused by an occurrence to which the policy applies. Question 34. An insurance agent represents, option A, the insured, option B, the insurer, option C, the state insurance department, option D, the general public. The correct answer is option A, the insured. An agent represents the insurer and has the authority to bind coverage on behalf of the insurer. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 35. The statute of limitations for filing suit on an insurance claim, option A, is unlimited. Option B limits the time within which a lawsuit must be filed, varies by state and policy. Option C is always 1 year. Option D is always 5 years. The correct answer is option A, is unlimited. The policy or state law sets a time limit for suit. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 36. An insurance contract is considered a contract of adhesion because, option A, both parties negotiate terms equally. Option B, the insured must accept the contract as written by the insurer. Option C, only one party makes a promise. Option D, the value exchanged is unequal. The correct answer is option A, both parties negotiate terms equally. The insured has no input into policy language and must adhere to the terms written by the insurer. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 37. A claims made trigger means coverage applies when, option A, the injury occurs. Option B, the claim is first made against the insured. Option C, the policy is purchased. Option D, the premium is paid. The correct answer is option C, the policy is purchased. Claims-made policies are triggered by the making of the claim. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 38. The subrogation provision in a PAP allows the insurer to, option A, cancel the policy. Option B, recover claim payments from a responsible third party. Option C, deny all claims. Option D, increase premiums. The correct answer is option D, increase premiums. Subrogation transfers the insured's recovery rights to the insurer. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 39. A hit-and-run accident is covered under which PAP coverage? Option A, collision for property damage, for bodily injury if the driver is unidentified. Option B, only liability. Option C, only comprehensive. Option D, only medical payments. The correct answer is option B, only liability. Covers by from hit and run, collision covers vehicle damage, with deductible. Question 40. An insurer must pay or deny a claim within, option A, 1 year, option B, a specified period after receiving proof of loss, varies by state. Option C, no time limit. Option D, 6 months. The correct answer is option A, 1 year. Prompt payment laws require timely resolution of claims. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 41. An insurance broker represents, option A, the insurer, option B, the insured, option C, the state, option D, the NAIC. The correct answer is option B, the insured. A broker represents the insurance buyer and places coverage with insurers on the buyer's behalf. Question 42. The exclusive remedy doctrine means, option A, the employee can also sue the employer. Option B, workers' compensation benefits are the employee's sole remedy against the employer. Option C, the employer has no liability. Option D, the employee must pay for their own treatment. The correct answer is option B, workers' compensation benefits are the employee's sole remedy against the employer. Exclusive remedy bars employee tort suits against the employer. Question 43. The expected or intended injury exclusion in liability policies excludes, option A, accidental injuries. Option B, bodily injury or property damage expected or intended from the standpoint of the insured. Option C, negligent acts. Option D, all injuries. The correct answer is option D, all injuries. Intentional acts by the insured are excluded. Liability policies cover accidental occurrences. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 44. The knowledge of falsity exclusion in coverage B excludes, option A, all advertising injury. Option B, injury arising from oral or written publication the insured knew was false. Option C, only libel. Option D, only slander. The correct answer is option D, only slander. Knowing falsehoods are excluded. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 45. An insurer must acknowledge a claim within, option A, 1 year, option B, a reasonable time, often specified by state law, example, 10 to 30 days, option C, 6 months, Option D, no time limit. The correct answer is option D, no time limit. State laws specify timeframes for claim acknowledgement. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 46. A difference in conditions, DIC, policy provides. Option A, standard property coverage. Option B, coverage for perils excluded by standard policies, such as flood and earthquake. Option C, liability coverage. Option D, automobile coverage. The correct answer is option B, coverage for perils excluded by standard policies, such as flood and earthquake. DIC policies fill gaps in standard property coverage, typically covering perils like flood, earthquake, and collapse. Question 47. In property insurance, at what point must insurable interest generally exist? Option A, only at the time of policy application. Option B, at the time of loss. Option C, when the premium is paid. Option D, both at application and at the time of loss. The correct answer is option C, when the premium is paid. For property and casualty insurance, insurable interest is required at the time of loss. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 48. The PAP excludes coverage for option A, personal use of the vehicle. Option B, racing, speed contests, and use of the vehicle to cause intentional harm. Option C, commuting to work. Option D, running errands. The correct answer is option C, commuting to work. Racing and intentional acts are specifically excluded. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 49. A surplus lines insurer. Option A, writes coverage for standard risks. Option B, writes coverage for risks that standard insurers will not accept. Option C, is always a domestic insurer. Option D, does not need to be licensed. The correct answer is option B, writes coverage for risks that standard insurers will not accept. Surplus lines insurers provide coverage for unusual or high-risk exposures that admitted insurers decline. Question 50. Ordinance or law coverage in a commercial property policy can cover. Option A, no building code upgrades. Option B, the increased cost of complying with building codes after a loss. Coverage A, B, and C. Option C, only demolition costs. Option D, only legal fees. The correct answer is option D, only legal fees. Ordinance or law coverage includes demolition, increased cost of construction, and loss to the undamaged portion. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 51. The CGL policy's supplementary payments include option A, the judgment amount. Option B, costs taxed against the insured, prejudgment interest, and reasonable expenses incurred at the insurer's request. Option C, the deductible. Option D, attorney fees for the insured's personal attorney. The correct answer is option D, attorney fees for the insured's personal attorney. Supplementary payments cover certain defense-related costs in addition to limits. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 52. Personal property of others coverage in a commercial property policy applies to option A, the insured's own property. Option B, property of others in the insured's care, custody, or control. Option C, employee personal items at home. Option D, the building. The correct answer is option C, employee personal items at home. This coverage applies to property of others under the insured's care, custody, or control. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 53. Medical payments coverage in a CGL policy. Option A, requires proof of negligence. Option B, pays medical expenses for injuries on the insured's premises or from operations, regardless of fault. Option C, pays the insured's own medical bills. Option D, covers employees. The correct answer is option C, pays the insured's own medical bills. Medical payments coverage is no-fault coverage for injuries to others on the premises. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 54. The loss payable clause in a property policy. Option A, names the insured. Option B, designates who receives the loss payment, example, a loss payee. Option C, states the premium. Option D, lists exclusions. The correct answer is option D, lists exclusions. The loss payable clause identifies a loss payee, such as a lender, entitled to receive claim payments. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 55. Professional liability insurance for architects and engineers covers. Option A, bodily injury from slip and fall. Option B, financial losses from errors, omissions, or negligent design. Option C, only property damage. Option D, workers' compensation. The correct answer is option A, bodily injury from slip and fall. A&E professional liability covers economic losses from professional negligence. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 56. Employment practices liability insurance, EPLI, covers. Option A, workers' compensation claims. Option B, claims alleging discrimination, harassment, wrongful termination, and retaliation. Option C, general liability. Option D, automobile accidents. The correct answer is option C, general liability. EPLI covers employment-related wrongful acts. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 57. Civil authority coverage in business income policies. Option A, covers all government actions. Option B, covers lost income when a civil authority prohibits access to the insured's premises due to a covered loss. Option C, covers only military actions. Option D, covers all evacuations. The correct answer is option C, covers only military actions. Civil authority coverage applies when access is prohibited by government order due to damage to nearby property. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 58. A consent to settle clause in a liability policy. Option A, allows the insurer to settle without the insured's consent. Option B, requires the insurer to obtain the insured's consent before settling a claim. Option C, prevents all settlements. Option D, allows the insured to demand settlement. The correct answer is option C, prevents all settlements. Some policies require the insured's consent to settle, protecting the insured's reputation. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 59. The term stock in a commercial property policy refers to: Option A, shares of ownership. Option B, merchandise held for sale, raw materials, and work in progress. Option C, equipment. Option D, real estate. The correct answer is option C, equipment. Stock is the insured's inventory, raw materials, goods in process, and finished goods. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 60. A business income, business interruption, policy covers: Option A, physical damage to the building. Option B, lost profits and continuing expenses when a business shuts down after a covered loss. Option C, employee dishonesty. Option D, liability claims. The correct answer is option A, physical damage to the building. Business income coverage replaces lost net income and covers continuing operating expenses during the period of restoration. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 61. The products recall exclusion in the CGL excludes: Option A, all product-related claims. Option B, the cost to recall, repair, or replace defective products. Option C, only food products. Option D, only automotive products. The correct answer is option B, the cost to recall, repair, or replace defective products. Recall costs are excluded, separate recall insurance may be available. Question 62. The mobile equipment exclusion in a commercial auto policy means: Option A, all vehicles are covered. Option B, vehicles designed primarily for off-road use, bulldozers, forklifts, are covered under commercial general liability, not auto. Option C, no coverage for any equipment. Option D, only licensed vehicles are covered. The correct answer is option D, only licensed vehicles are covered. Mobile equipment is excluded from the auto policy and typically covered under CGL. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 63. Punitive damages are intended to: Option A, compensate the victim for actual losses. Option B, punish the defendant for egregious conduct and deter similar behavior. Option C, pay medical bills. Option D, cover lost wages. The correct answer is option A, compensate the victim for actual losses. Punitive, exemplary, damages go beyond compensation to punish and deter. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 64. The most important principle for an insurance producer to follow is: Option A, maximizing commissions above all else. Option B, acting in the best interest of the client with honesty, integrity, and competence. Option C, selling as many policies as possible regardless of need. Option D, avoiding all communication with clients. The correct answer is option B, acting in the best interest of the client with honesty, integrity, and competence. A producer's fiduciary duty is to serve the client's best interests with professionalism and integrity. Question 65. Liquor liability insurance covers: Option A, all alcohol-related incidents. Option B, bodily injury and property damage caused by an intoxicated person served alcohol by the insured business. Option C, the insured's own alcohol consumption. Option D, only property damage. The correct answer is option D, only property damage. Liquor liability covers businesses that sell, serve, or furnish alcohol for claims arising from their alcohol service. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 66. An emergency adjuster is: Option A, a permanent employee. Option B, temporarily licensed to handle claims after a catastrophe. Option C, a public adjuster. Option D, an independent adjuster. The correct answer is option B, temporarily licensed to handle claims after a catastrophe. Emergency adjusters are authorized to handle catastrophe claims temporarily. Question 67. The peak season endorsement provides: option A, coverage during the off-season; option B, increased coverage limits during periods of higher inventory; option C, coverage for seasonal businesses only; option D, reduced premiums year-round. The correct answer is option B, increased coverage limits during periods of higher inventory. Peak season endorsements increase coverage limits during specified periods when inventory values are higher. Question 68. Coverage B of the CGL policy provides: option A, bodily injury and property damage; option B, personal and advertising injury liability; option C, medical payments; option D, premises liability only. The correct answer is option C, medical payments. Coverage B covers personal and advertising injury offenses. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 69. A commercial property policy's causes of loss basic form covers: option A, all perils unless excluded; option B, a limited list of named perils; option C, only fire and lightning; option D, all risks. The correct answer is option C, only fire and lightning. The basic form covers approximately 11 named perils. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 70. The CGL policy's expected or intended injury exclusion excludes: option A, all injuries; option B, bodily injury or property damage that is expected or intended from the insured's standpoint; option C, only criminal acts; option D, only intentional torts. The correct answer is option A, all injuries. Intentional acts by the insured are excluded. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 71. Actual cash value, ACV, is calculated as: option A, replacement cost only; option B, replacement cost minus depreciation; option C, market value of the property; option D, agreed value at policy inception. The correct answer is option D, agreed value at policy inception. ACV equals replacement cost depreciation. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 72. The term Bailey liability refers to: option A, the Bailey's liability for damage to customer's property; option B, the customer's liability; option C, the insurer's liability; option D, no liability. The correct answer is option D, no liability. Baileys are legally liable for damage to property in their care, custody, and control. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 73. Assumption of risk as a defense means: option A, the defendant assumed the risk; option B, the plaintiff knowingly and voluntarily accepted a known risk; option C, the insurer assumed the risk; option D, the court assumed the risk. The correct answer is option C, the insurer assumed the risk. If the plaintiff knew and understood the risk and voluntarily accepted it, they may be barred from recovery. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 74. The HO-8 policy is designed for: option A, new construction; option B, older homes where replacement cost exceeds market value; option C, renters; option D, condominiums. The correct answer is option D, condominiums. HO-8 is the modified coverage form for older homes, providing named perils coverage on an actual cash value or functional replacement cost basis. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 75. Identity theft coverage in a homeowner's policy: option A, is automatically included; option B, is often available by endorsement, covering expenses related to restoring identity; option C, covers all financial losses; option D, is a separate policy. The correct answer is option D, is a separate policy. Identity theft coverage is typically an endorsement. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 76. The standard mortgage clause provides more protection than a loss payable clause because: option A, the mortgagee has fewer rights; option B, the mortgagee's coverage is not voided by the insured's acts; option C, the mortgagee pays the premium; option D, the mortgagee is the insured. The correct answer is option B, the mortgagee's coverage is not voided by the insured's acts. The standard mortgage clause protects the mortgagee's interest even if the insured violates policy conditions. Question 77. The co-insurance clause in a property policy requires: option A, the insured to share in all losses; option B, the insured to carry a specified percentage of the property's value to avoid a penalty; option C, the insurer to pay double for losses; option D, two or more insurers to share the risk. The correct answer is option B, the insured to carry a specified percentage of the property's value to avoid a penalty. Coinsurance encourages policyholders to insure their property to a reasonable percentage of its value. Question 78. The transportation expenses coverage in a commercial auto policy provides: Option A, employee commuting costs. Option B, temporary substitute transportation while a covered auto is being repaired. Option C, fuel costs. Option D, all travel expenses. The correct answer is option A, employee commuting costs. Transportation expense coverage pays for a temporary substitute vehicle. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 79. Truckers coverage form is designed for: Option A, businesses that own trucks but are not for hire carriers. Option B, for hire trucking companies that transport goods for others. Option C, only local delivery. Option D, only private passenger vehicles. The correct answer is option C, only local delivery. Truckers' forms are for motor carriers transporting property for hire. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 80. Cancellation of an insurance policy. Option A, can be done without notice. Option B, must comply with policy provisions and state law regarding notice and reasons. Option C, is at the insured's sole discretion. Option D, requires court approval. The correct answer is option B, must comply with policy provisions and state law regarding notice and reasons. Cancellation requires proper notice and must comply with state law. Question 81. Redlining in insurances. Option A, drawing lines on a map. Option B, unfairly discriminating based on geographic location, often along racial or ethnic lines. Option C, illegal underwriting practice. Option D, offering discounts in certain areas. The correct answer is option D, offering discounts in certain areas. Redlining is an illegal discriminatory practice. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 82. The honesty or faithful performance exclusion in a commercial property policy excludes: Option A, employee theft. Option B, loss caused by dishonest or criminal acts of the insured or others with an interest in the property. Option C, all theft. Option D, vandalism. The correct answer is option A, employee theft. This exclusion applies to dishonest acts by the insured, partners, or others with a financial interest. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 83. The each occurrence limit in a CGL policy is: Option A, the annual maximum. Option B, the maximum paid for all damages from a single occurrence. Option C, the same as the aggregate. Option D, the deductible. The correct answer is option A, the annual maximum. The per occurrence limit caps payment per event. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 84. Express authority of an agent is: Option A, authority the public assumes the agent has. Option B, authority specifically granted by the insurer in the agency contract. Option C, authority to bind all types of coverage. Option D, authority implied by the agent's position. The correct answer is option C, authority to bind all types of coverage. Express authority is explicitly stated in the agency agreement. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 85. Collision coverage in a PAP covers: Option A, damage from fire and theft. Option B, damage from the upset of the vehicle or impact with another vehicle or object. Option C, damage from falling objects. Option D, medical expenses. The correct answer is option C, damage from falling objects. Collision covers upset, rollover, or impact with another vehicle or object. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 86. A domestic insurer is one that is: Option A, incorporated in a foreign country. Option B, incorporated under the laws of the state in which it is doing business. Option C, incorporated in another state. Option D, not licensed. The correct answer is option B, incorporated under the laws of the state in which it is doing business. A domestic insurer is chartered in the state of reference. Question 87. The PAP's limit of liability provision states: Option A, unlimited coverage. Option B, the maximum the insurer will pay regardless of the number of insureds, claims, or vehicles involved. Option C, per vehicle limits only. Option D, per person limits only. The correct answer is option B, the maximum the insurer will pay regardless of the number of insureds, claims, or vehicles involved. The limit is the maximum payable per occurrence, regardless of the number of insureds or vehicles. Question 88. The duty to defend in a CGL policy means the insurer: Option A, pays all claims regardless of coverage. Option B, provides a legal defense against covered claims, even if groundless. Option C, only pays settlements. Option D, defends only criminal cases. The correct answer is option D, defends only criminal cases. The duty to defend is triggered by allegations potentially within coverage. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 89. Which of the following is not an element of a valid contract? Option A, offer and acceptance. Option B, consideration. Option C, competent parties. Option D, written format always required. The correct answer is option C, competent parties. While many insurance contracts are written, oral contracts can sometimes be valid. The four elements are offer/acceptance, consideration, competent parties, and legal purpose. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 90. NOS coverage, prior acts coverage, provides. Option A, coverage for future claims. Option B, coverage for incidents that occurred before the new claims-made policy's inception. Option C, coverage for the insured's NOS injury. Option D, no coverage. The correct answer is option B, coverage for incidents that occurred before the new claims-made policy's inception. NOS coverage provides retroactive coverage under a new claims-made policy for prior incidents. Question 91. The ordinance or law exclusion in property policies means. Option A, all building code upgrades are covered. Option B, the increased cost of complying with building codes after a loss is typically excluded. Option C, the policy covers all legal fees. Option D, the insured must follow all laws. The correct answer is option D, the insured must follow all laws. Standard policies exclude the additional cost of complying with building codes or ordinances. Coverage can be added by endorsement. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 92. Trailer interchange coverage covers. Option A, owned trailers only. Option B, non-owned trailers being used under a trailer interchange agreement. Option C, only rented trailers. Option D, only permanently attached trailers. The correct answer is option B, non-owned trailers being used under a trailer interchange agreement. Trailer interchange covers physical damage to trailers of others in the insured's possession. Question 93. The legal liability coverage form provides. Option A, coverage for the insured's own property. Option B, coverage for damage to property of others in the insured's care, regardless of negligence. Option C, liability for bodily injury only. Option D, workers' compensation. The correct answer is option D, workers' compensation. Legal liability coverage pays for damage to property of others caused by the insured's negligence. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 94. An additional insured endorsement. Option A, reduces coverage. Option B, extends coverage to another person or organization for liability arising from the named insured's operations. Option C, cancels the policy. Option D, increases the premium without adding coverage. The correct answer is option A, reduces coverage. Additional insured status extends liability protection to parties with a business relationship to the named insured. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 95. Underinsured motorist, UIM, coverage applies when. Option A, the at-fault driver has no insurance. Option B, the at-fault driver's liability limits are insufficient to cover the insured's damages. Option C, the insured is at fault. Option D, the accident involves only one vehicle. The correct answer is option D, the accident involves only one vehicle. UIM covers the gap between the at-fault driver's limits and the insured's UIM limits. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 96. Bailey's customers insurance covers. Option A, the Bailey's own property. Option B, customer's property in the Bailey's care, regardless of negligence. Option C, only property damaged by fire. Option D, the Bailey's liability. The correct answer is option A, the Bailey's own property. Bailey's customers' policies cover damage to customers' goods without requiring proof of negligence. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 97. An admitted insurer is. Option A, not licensed in the state. Option B, licensed and authorized to do business in the state. Option C, always a foreign insurer. Option D, always a domestic insurer. The correct answer is option C, always a foreign insurer. Admitted insurers are licensed by the state insurance department. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 98. An appraisal in a property claim is. Option A, the insurer's estimate only. Option B, a binding alternative dispute resolution process where each party selects an appraiser. Option C, a lawsuit. Option D, mediation. The correct answer is option C, a lawsuit. Appraisal resolves valuation disputes without litigation. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 99. A personal umbrella liability policy provides. Option A, primary coverage only. Option B, excess coverage over underlying liability policies, with broader coverage for some exposures. Option C, property coverage. Option D, health insurance. The correct answer is option C, property coverage. Umbrella policies provide an additional layer of liability protection above underlying policies. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 100. The employer's liability exclusion in the CGL excludes: Option A, all injuries to employees. Option B, bodily injury to employees arising out of and in the course of employment. Option C, only injuries during work hours. Option D, only injuries on the premises. The correct answer is option D, only injuries on the premises. Work-related employee injuries are covered by workers' compensation, not CGL. In this rotation, D is correct.